friends, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kallie Branciforte, and today we are talking about things that you don't really need. My husband and I have lived in, I think, 8 different houses in our 15 years together, and when you move basically every other year, you realize that you have a lot of stuff that you really don't need. Now, it took us quite a few years to learn the lesson of letting go of things, but now we're pretty good and we do big declutters at least twice a year, because the truth is stuff accumulates stuff. And so the more stuff you have, the more stuff you accumulate. And as you get into the habit of getting rid of stuff you don't need, you just become a lot more aware. Now, let me be clear with you, I'm not a minimalist by any means. There's lots of art on my wall, I like books on my shelves, I have lots of craft supplies for my DIYs, but I've gotten really good at identifying the stuff in my house that is completely unnecessary that I can get rid of and I'm not going to miss. And today I've generated a list of 50 things that you can probably declutter that you're not going to miss at all. Oh, did I say 50 things? I think I meant like 55. I think the list is 55. It's 54 or 55. It's somewhere between 50 and 55 items. Let's do it. Really quick before we jump into the list, I'm just gonna let you know there's a free printable that you can download on my website, which is this entire list, as well as some tips for decluttering and some tips for like what to do with the stuff when you're getting rid of it, like how to donate it, how to sell it. So after you watch this video and you're feeling very inspired to go declutter your house, you can download that free printable to use as reference. I will have a link to that in the description box down below. All right, let's start in the kitchen. For some reason, whenever I do like big cleans or big declutters, I just always start in the kitchen. I don't know why, it's just where my brain goes. Number one is to-go thermoses and water bottles. These tend to just accumulate. I'm not really sure why. And then they're like missing straws and they're missing tops. In general, I say you probably need 1 per household, and that is probably enough. Number 2 is spices that have expired. We often buy spices for specific dishes and then we never use up the entire bottle. And believe it or not, spices, they do expire. So I like to go through once a year and get rid of anything that is past its sell-by date. Number 3 is coffee mugs. I don't know how these accumulate. I do know how these accumulate. It's just because we get them as gifts and we buy them as souvenirs, and then all of a sudden we have 35 mugs for a house of 2 people who drink coffee. It's too many mugs. About a year ago, Michael and I sat down and we decluttered our mug collection down to just the ones that we really use. And now we have a very strict 1 mug in, 1 mug out rule. This means if we buy a new mug, we have to get rid of one that's currently already in our cupboard, and this just keeps our mug collection from going crazy. Next item is food that you will never eat. I don't know what it is about pantries, somehow they just accumulate random food. Somebody like gave you something that they didn't want, or you tried something and you didn't like it, or you bought something to bake with one time and then never used it again. Get rid of the stuff that's expired, and if you haven't eaten it and you didn't really like it and you're not gonna use it, then it's time for it to go. Next up is Tupperware, which is kind of one of those things like socks, because you're like, I literally use the Tupperware goes into the dishwasher, and somehow I'm always missing a top or a bottom, or somehow, I don't know how it happens. I don't know where they go. Hopefully they all live in a happy place with all the mismatched socks and like missing hair ties and bobby pins in your life. You wanna go through at least once a year, match up all your Tupperwares to the lids, and anything that doesn't have a match, time for it to leave. Moving right along to small kitchen appliances. If you have a kitchen appliance that you have not used in over a year, you probably don't need it. And I know deep down you might be cleaning out your cupboard and you're like, but I might use this rapid hard-boiled egg baker sometime in the future. But guys, the truth is, if you have not used it in the last year, you probably have other means of making hard-boiled eggs and you really don't need it. Next up is just extra like glassware, extra serving trays, extra bowls. Sometimes we hang on to these thinking like, I might need this 1 serving platter one time when I have a party, but if it's been about 2 years and you've not used this glassware or this serving tray or this serving bowl, it probably doesn't hold a lot of purpose or use in your house. Takeout condiments that we all have laying around in our refrigerator or in like random drawers, they're probably expired. They're really not that delicious, so it's time to chuck them. And our last kitchen item is mystery freezer food. I'm talking about that food when you open the freezer and it's been in there so long that you're not even really sure what it is anymore. Probably don't need it anymore. All right, we're moving on to the closet. I'm really excited because personally I have gotten very good about keeping a decluttered, organized closet, especially since becoming a mom, and I'm actually working on a video right now. I'm in the process of filming it, and it's really just all about how to like declutter your closet and create a more streamlined, organized, effective closet. Anyways, something I feel very passionate about. I'm very excited about this video, so if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified when that video goes live. It should be up in the next month. But I will share just a few things on today's list to get you started, and number 1 is purses. I actually have cut my purse collection down to 2 purses. I have one small nighttime bag and I have one larger daytime bag, and I know to some women having only 2 purses in your life seems absolutely just totally ludicrous, but really, do I need more than 2 purses? A nighttime purse, a daytime purse? I'm never going to be wearing 2 daytime purses or 2 nighttime purses, and I just have colors that match everything. Anyways, I know not every woman can cut down to 2 purses, but if you have a purse that you have not used in a year, it's time to put it in the donate pile or the sell pile if it's sellable. Next up is any intimates that might have holes in them. And don't lie to me and tell me you don't have at least one pair of underwear somewhere in the back of your drawer that has a hole in it, because we all do. Next up is clothes that don't fit you well. Please stop holding on to clothes that aren't comfortable and you're not going to wear. This is a big piece of my video that I'm working on about the closet. I feel like so often we hold on to things just because we might wear them at some point. But if it's not comfortable, if it doesn't fit anymore, it doesn't deserve a place in your closet. Next up is jewelry, which is a hard one because I know a lot of us have some jewelry that is sentimental. Maybe it's like family jewelry. So my rule for this typically is if you have some like sentimental jewelry and you don't really wear it a lot, then to pack it away, put it in like a lockbox and store it with sentimental stuff in your attic. And then for the rest of your jewelry, I say get rid of anything that you haven't worn within a year, because the chances are you're probably not going to wear it again. It's probably just out of style or it doesn't really match like your current wardrobe. Next up is fancy outfits. We are all guilty of hanging on to like our fancy going out outfits because at some point in our life we all have like special events that we have to go to and we have to get dressed up. I could reckon that you could probably cut your fancy wardrobe at least in half. Personally, I have cut my fancy wardrobe down to 3 dresses that I literally just rotate through whenever I have a special event to go to. Not to mention that lots of times when we do have a special event to go to, we tend to just buy something new for it. So do you really need to hold on to every fancy dress you have ever bought? Probably not. Next up is shoes that you're really not wearing anymore. Shoes become like fancy outfits where we hang on to them because we just might need them one day. But honestly, I really challenge you to say if you've not put your foot in that shoe in a year, do you really need it? Like, is it really a necessary item in your wardrobe? And going off that topic, let's talk about scarves and other accessories. Again, we tend to hang on to these things as like a just because. I just one day may need to wear a scarf, but the truth is scarves and accessories and those sort of things tend to be very trendy and they come and they go. And when the trend goes, it goes. Things like trendy belts and trendy scarves and other accessories like that, if it's not on trend anymore and it doesn't match your style anymore, it's okay to let it go. Let's talk about some seasonal things. Let's talk about like hats and gloves and winter gear. If the winter gear was not good enough that you wore it last winter, you're not gonna wear it this winter. Like, don't try to convince yourself you're gonna wear it this winter. You didn't wear it last winter. Go ahead and donate it and add to that list any jackets that you have not worn. If you didn't wear them last season, you're not gonna wear them this season. There's tons of great coat drives and winter gear drives that happen this time of year. Final closet item is that pair of pajamas that you just constantly keep like throwing in your pajama drawer, but you never actually wear. We all have one, and don't try to pretend that you don't, because we all have that one pair of pajamas that just keeps ending up in the drawer somehow, but we're never actually wearing it. Why? I don't know. Let it go. All right, moving on to the bathroom. Let's start with makeup. I like to do a good makeup purge every 3 to 4 months. Typically, I'll do a purge anytime I buy something new. But in general, you want to go through your makeup. You want to get rid of anything that's expired, because yes, makeup does expire, and then anything that's broken and anything that you haven't put on your face in a couple of months. Next up is travel-sized product samples. These seem to just accumulate, and it seems really logical and smart to hold on to them, because we're like, then when I travel or I go somewhere, I'll always have them. But the truth is, you really only need one set of travel toiletries, and the rest just becomes extra clutter. Next up is old nail polishes and old nail files. Oh my God, I used to be so guilty of keeping so many nail polishes. But for some reason I couldn't part with them because I was like, one day I might need neon green nails, but spoiler alert, I never needed neon green nails. If you follow me on Instagram, I actually have recently been sharing that I actually got rid of all of my nail polish about 1.5 years ago and switched over to 7 free or higher nail polish, which is, I'll put some information about it in the description box down below. But when I did that, it was amazing because it forced me to get rid of all of my nail polish and sort of start fresh. And I've realized I really only need 6 or 7 colors in my collection, and I rotate through those. And then when one is used up or it dries out, I add a new color, and it's literally plenty. It's all the colors I could need, and I'm not missing anything. All right, next up is old beauty products. Truth is, beauty products expire, so check the expiration dates on them. But really at the end of the day, if you're wondering, I've had this product a while, it could be expired. Is it really something that you need? Because if you've had it that long and it's not empty yet, you probably don't really love it. Moving on to expired medication and vitamins, I always go through our medication bin once a year to look for any bottles of medication that have expired. In general, lots of expired medication isn't necessarily like bad for you. It's just that like it loses potency, and I'm one of those people, especially with medicine, like better be safe than sorry. I don't want to use something that's expired. And finally, in the bathroom, any unused hot tools or hairstyling products. We all end up with random hairstyling products that like we thought we were going to use, but we never used it all up, or we got like a hair crimper that one time and then used it that one time. Moving on, we're gonna go to just some like general miscellaneous home goods stuff. Number 26 on the list is outdated wall hangings and or home decor that no longer matches your style. As we grow, our home decor style changes and grows with us, and some stuff just won't really match it anymore. And we don't need to hold on to it just because we got it on sale. If it doesn't match your style and doesn't match your home decor, pass it along, donate it so somebody else can enjoy it. On the topic of decor, let's talk about holiday decor. Now, because holiday decor is seasonal, I tend to give it a 2-year life cycle. So if I didn't use it this holiday and I don't use it the next holiday, then it's time for it to go. All right, let's talk about extra sets of linens, towels, blankets. Obviously, we all need extra sets of blankets and pillows and linens because when we have guests come over, we need the extra, but we don't really need enough linens in our house to accommodate an entire football team. We just don't. If you haven't used them in more than 2 years, if they're stained, if they have holes, if they're fraying, it's time for them to move on, as in move out of our house. Like, we don't need them anymore. Next on my list is extra pens and pencils that you don't really use. Turns out, guys, we don't really need that many pens and pencils. I personally am very particular about the pens and pencils that I use, and so is my husband. So we keep just the ones that we really love, and anything else, it's gotta go. Board games or video games that you do not use anymore. Maybe you've outgrown them, maybe you bought them and nobody in the house really liked them. You don't need them if nobody's using them. Next up is extra luggage and backpacks. Here's the thing, you are one person, and one person can only wear one backpack at a time. Maybe 2 if you get really crazy. In general, you wear one backpack. So do you really need 5 backpacks? You don't. You don't need 5 backpacks, but I don't know how. Sometimes bags and luggage and backpacks, they just accumulate. Pick your 1 or 2 favorite bags and keep those. As far as luggage, I usually say 1 luggage piece per family member is probably enough. If you travel a ton, maybe you need a larger one and a carry-on. Next up is hobby and or sports equipment for a hobby or sport you no longer play or participate in. This also goes for exercise equipment that you no longer use. Listen, I get it. You used to snowboard and you used to be really great at snowboarding, but it's been, what, 5, 8 years since you snowboarded? You probably don't need to hang on to that snowboard and those boots anymore. I'm not saying that I'm talking from personal experience, but I am talking from personal experience because my husband actually just got rid of his snowboard, which we have brought with us to all 8 houses in the 15 years that we have lived together. And if you want to know how many times he has snowboarded in the 15 years that we have been together, the answer is 0. He snowboarded 0 times. So, round of applause to my husband for finally getting rid of a snowboard that we no longer use. Next up is overabundance of cleaning supplies. I don't know how cleaning supplies accumulates, but it does. I think it's because it's one of those niche things and you're like, I need a special kind of wipe just for stainless steel, and a special kind for leather, and a special kind for wood, and a special kind of microcloth, and it just becomes a volcano of cleaning supplies, and we always end up with more than we need. Burn down candles. I think most women will admit to you, or maybe they won't admit to you, but they may be lying, that somewhere they have a cupboard that has at least 3 to 4 almost burnt out candles. Why are we hanging on to them? Where did they come from? Why didn't we finish burning them? We're not really sure, but it happens. Burn that last little bit of wax and let it go. Lastly in this topic is kids' toys that are missing necessary pieces. If you have a kid's toy and one of the little pieces that's necessary to make the kid's toy work is gone or broken or you can't find it, there's no point, let it go. All right, we are going to move on to paper related products. And the first one is reward cards. Pretty much every store in the history of all stores in 2020 can just look you up by your phone number or your name now. So go ahead and let yourself go of the weight of carrying around the membership card because you don't need it anymore. And on that topic, owner's manuals for anything that you own. Literally every owner's manual that has ever existed now exists online. So you really don't need to keep the paper booklets around because you can just Google it and find it when you need it. Okay, just to prove my fact, I grabbed the 3 closest appliances that I could find to me, and we're gonna see if we can look up how to use them online. So the first one is the Infant Optics Baby Monitor. Optics Baby Monitor. There you go. There it is. Okay, next one is my headphones. And here's the manual right here. Bunch of PDFs right on the website. Last one, my label maker, LetraTag manual. And here it is, right online. Next up is coupons. I am not a betting woman, but I would bet that probably 99.9% of houses in America have a coupon in it somewhere that has expired. So, you know, just check your coupons. If you didn't use it and it's expired, recycle it. Takeout menus, like owner's manuals. Again, pretty much every menu ever exists online now, so you really don't need the paper ones taking up your junk drawer, because again, you can just Google it. Used up gift cards. I'm so guilty of this because I'm always afraid that after I buy something, the purchase isn't going to go through. After the purchase goes through and you've bought something with a gift card, you don't need the gift card anymore. Next up is magazines, which always magazines are strange because I know some people love magazines. My mom loves magazines. Personally, I've never subscribed to a magazine myself, but yet somehow there's still ones I get every month. I don't know how it happened. I don't know where they came from. I mean, I read them sometimes, but where did they come from? Anyways, once you've read the magazine, you don't need it anymore. Recycle it. Last up in this category is old notebooks. I'm not sure why we have the urge to keep old notebooks full of a bunch of notes that we're never gonna reference again, but you probably don't need it and you can probably just recycle them. Moving on to tech, the first thing is any old electronics or chargers or remotes that you don't use anymore. We all have a bucket or a bin of just random wires and chargers. And if any of these are electronics that you don't use anymore, you don't need the charger for it anymore. Now, the reason that I feel like this often happens is because we have these chargers and we're like, I'm not really sure what this charger is for. And so we keep it just in case. So a little tip I have for you, going forward as you bring new appliances into your house, is just label your chargers and your wires for what they go to. So this way you'll always know what they belong to. And this way, when you're no longer using that appliance, you know you don't need that charger and a remote and or wire anymore. Next up is CDs or DVDs or VHSs. Basically, if it's an abbreviation and it requires a player that you no longer have in your house to play that item, you don't need it. All right, let's declutter our phones a little bit, and let's start with photos and videos. My best suggestion is to get something that's gonna auto back up your photos and your videos for you. Personally, I'm a big Google photo user. I've been using it since my son was born. It automatically backs up any photos and videos on my phone to my Google Photos account. And I really like that because then it's easily accessible from any desktop computer. I also make Google photo books from it. I'm not trying to sell it to you guys. I'm not working with them. I just really like it and it works really great for me. Have something you use that auto backs up your photos so that you can remove them from your phone. Not to mention, eventually you're gonna buy a new phone and you're gonna want all of your photos in one place somewhere. Next is apps on your tablet or your phone that you're not actually using. We've all downloaded an app to use it one time, or downloaded an app thinking we were gonna use it and then we never used it. So every few months, just go through really quick and delete any apps that are cluttering up your desktop space. Not to mention, always check your subscriptions in your settings, in the settings of your phone, because you may be subscribed to a couple apps that you're actually paying for every month. And it may be 99 cents or $2, so you don't really realize it. But you could be paying for some apps that you're not actually even using. So there you go, you just saved you a couple bucks a month as well. Next up on the list is old contacts, and this is actually one that I really need to do because I have so many contacts on my phone from people that I don't even know who they are anymore. I've had the same phone number for over a decade. I don't know who Krista PR is. I don't know who she is. I'm not sure where she came from. She doesn't need to be on my phone. I don't need to accidentally butt dial her. So go through and get rid of the contacts of people who you're just not sure who they are anymore. Next up is one of my favorite things to declutter, and that is social media accounts that you don't want to be following anymore. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go through accounts that you follow, and any account that just doesn't make you feel good, or when they show up on your feed, you kind of roll your eyes, or just doesn't give you good vibes, you don't need to be following them. Any account that is bringing you negativity, it's making you feel bad about yourself, just unfollow them. Emails you no longer wish to receive. I do this at least once a month because it is amazing how quickly we end up on email newsletter lists. You can also use services like Unenroll Me, which basically just searches for email lists that your email is associated with and helps you bulk unsubscribe to them as well. All right, we're gonna end with a few just random products that didn't fit into any category, but I still think you should declutter them. And first up is loose change. Now, My husband is very superstitious and he thinks that throwing away loose change is bad luck. So we don't ever throw it away, even if it's just a penny. But what you really do want to have is just one dedicated space in your house that is for loose change, just one spot. We have this little can, it actually counts the coins for us as we put it in. And then when this dedicated spot is full, take it to the bank, cash it in, and start all over again. Next up is gifts that you didn't actually like, but you feel obligated to hold on to. Now I know this one is hard, and I know there are some gifts that you were probably gifted and you don't like them, but you just like, you can't get rid of them. You're like, Kallie, I can't. I get it. But I would wager that there are probably some gifts in your house that you're hanging on to just out of like moral responsibility, and the giver would never know if you got rid of it. So it's okay to get rid of those things. I promise I won't tell. Next up is plastic bags and canvas bags. Again, this can be a tricky one because we do need some plastic bags and some canvas bags in our lives. We go grocery shopping, we need the bags for, you know, reusable shopping and what have you. But I do find that most of us end up with more of them than we actually need. So I just challenge you to take a look at your canvas bags and break it down to just the amount that you really need for your like every week shopping. And if you get plastic bags, personally, I live in Connecticut and they got rid of plastic bags, I think like at the beginning of the year. So we don't really have plastic bags anymore, which is nice. But if you still live in a state where you get plastic shopping bags, you probably don't need 100 of them. You just probably don't. So cut it down to like a reasonable amount of plastic bags that you might need and get rid of the rest. And last but not least, let's end on something for the pet owners. Let's get rid of like the really chewed up dog toys and dog bones. I get it, some dogs have like a dog toy that they've chewed the heck out of and they still love, and it's okay to keep that like one really chewed up toy. But if there's something that's like really chewed up and they're not really playing with it anymore, it's like at the bottom of their little toy bin, get rid of it. All right guys, that does it with my list of things that you should declutter from your house that you're probably really not going to miss at all. Again, the entire list you can download for free on my website down below with some additional tips for decluttering. I challenge you to download the list and even just tackle like 10 of them. I promise once you start doing it, you sort of get addicted to it and you'll really be into it and you'll be like, you know what, Kallie was right. I didn't need this stuff. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I hope you are having a fantastic day and I will see you all in my next video.